and John Powell I really like too. There's a few that I really like. I mean, they make movies more nostalgic and more relatable, and then music feeds the emotion. So I mean, I'd be on set certain times and I'd be like, JJ, is this that one of them music moments? You know, he's like, yes, John. You know, it's a cool moment.
So Attack the Block sequel.
Yeah.
The script is cooking.
Yeah.
It's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to be involved with the pre-production of it at all?
Everything. Well, the idea of Attack the Block, I brought it to Joe because I mean he didn't know I was interested in a sequel, but I was just kind of like, I feel like I've aged all right. Like since Force Awakens, I look all right. Yeah. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I can still do Moses. I wonder where Moses is after 15 years of the madness, and what kind of story do we have now after all that time? I mean, London has changed, and also America's view of London has changed. Yeah, I finally know that there's some black people over there with swag and seasoning. So it's nice to see, you know, it's happened really with music. You know, we've kind of bridged the gap in music. And so now, you know, we've had Top Boy, we've had a lot of British shows that people have watched. So I said, before it was a complicated conversation to talk about an Attack the Block sequel, but I'm kind of like now, I mean, you need a good American market for it. Now the market is used to, or somewhat aware of the culture outside of the States. So I feel like we should kill more of them alien gorilla wolf motherfuckers. I think that'll be fun.
Speaking of the production process, correct me if I'm wrong, but you own a production company, or you have one?
Yep.
Yeah, can you talk about how that came about?
Yeah, well, it actually was inspired by Star Wars. There used to be these moments on the Star Wars set where the crew would be kind of like asked to go to the side, and then there would be like this big convoy of like big producer heads who would come in, and they would go into a tent to like discuss stuff. And all the actors are too humble. They would be like, let's go back to the trailer and give them their privacy. I said, no, F that. I want to know what they're going to say about the sequel. So I would hang around and listen to what they were saying. And it was nothing that deep. Sometimes it would be like, what color is the lightsaber? But in Star Wars, these choices are pretty much you're deciding history. And so for me, I was just kind of like, I want to be in that position. I want to be part of the conversations from the beginning. I don't want to be just an actor for hire who doesn't have real control over the narrative and how you are portrayed. With that being said, if I was a producer on Star Wars from the beginning, you would have had a whole completely different thing. You know what I mean? So in being distant to that and to feel it, to kind of relate to how it feels to not have that creative control, I wanted to build a company to give me that opportunity, and Pacific Rim Uprising was our first launch project, and then we built from there.
Oh, so it was Pacific Rim. That one was the first of your production?
Yeah, that launched the company and gave us enough funding to start a development fund and then start looking for scripts, developing stuff. Now I had the company, I could say stuff like, I want to do Attack the Block 2, or I want to do a few things, and it gave me a great opportunity.
Is there anything that you can like tease for what's maybe coming up with the company? Any different types of genres? How about genres?
Historical dramas, obviously sci-fi. You know, sci-fi is home for me, so I really enjoy it. Romantic comedies, definitely in the works. A few things. But I like just showing. That's how I felt with like the Star Wars trailer. I told nobody, and the trailer just dropped, and it was like, more of an effect. Yeah.
When it comes to being a producer and being involved in production, is there any one, like whether it's with talking to the writers or the directors, that you find yourself doing the most, or like really enjoying getting to understand like their field and like where, you know, their head's at?
Yeah, I would say, well, two categories of interest. Definitely directors. I mean, they're kind of like the leaders of the set. They have a lot of them on their mind, and they have to be very, very collaborative. And then it would be financiers. Like I always wanted to know who's putting the money up for all this madness, you know, and to do the research and find out how, you know, the financial structure works for films. You know, you have more knowledge about the game that you're in, which then just helps you with your own career.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up, because I was going to lean into my next question. Was you are learning about all these different parts of production and how, you know, it kind of all comes together. Would you say that that has helped you as an actor as well?
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, hey, don't give me a big upfront fee, just give me the back end because I believe in this story. You now have a more nuanced approach to roles. You're not like in survival mode where you're like, am I working or am I not? You're now kind of involved in sometimes what's covered to actors. They kind of sometimes go, they think, well, we're the dummy, so like, just go and act and we'll handle the finances or whatever. And I just like being involved in the structure because I feel like actors also have great creative minds and bring a lot to projects. I've seen certain projects where, I've witnessed the actor correcting the writer and saving a big element of the story that otherwise wouldn't be saved. So for me, that collaboration is very, very important.
And you feel more empowered now to be able to do that because of this, maybe when you first started?
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to be part of the people that actually are involved in the projects. Like, they really, really are the decision makers. I mean, they used to be in that tent saying, no, Luke should do this, Luke should do that. I'd be there disagreeing, secretly. No, it was a good old time though. Do
you have any plans to return to the stage at the theater anytime soon? No.
I love the theater, and obviously I started on stage, and then I went back to the stage 2018 while I was shooting Pacific Rim and Star Wars 8. I think it was in between both movies. And I love it. It's the one take wonder. It proves you're an actual good actor. There's no redos or over perfectionist. There's none of that. But I don't know, it's stressful. I like movies. I like movies. Movies it's lit. I like movies.
You go on big locations, you kind of get to see what the material, have a couple takes.
I've even done small movies that I like. I did a movie called Breaking, and we only shot it in a bank. It was nowhere else, and that to me was like a type of theater. They Clone Tyrone to me was like, it's lit. I enjoyed it. So to know that there are films that can bring in that merge and give me the opportunity to do my acting range stuff, do my accents, switch it up, and I prefer the movies, and they pay better.
So we are obviously at Supercon, a place where there are so many fandoms. We've got people who love Star Wars and video games and anime, and I do believe you would say you're a nerd, right?
Oh yeah. I'm just one of them nerds. I just make it look right, you know what I mean? I'm swaggy with it, but I'm definitely a dork. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I'll be whooping ass every Finn's rifle is not overpowered, guys. He's just that guy, But I really enjoy the games, and Force Unleashed I played since the beginning. I've just been involved. Anime, I watch a whole bunch of anime. It's just my thing.
I need to know which anime.
Well, right now, what's the assassin dude? Saitama? No,
One Punch Man.
No, One Punch Man. The other one, Sakamoto. Yes. I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, going to Sakamoto, that was cool. I actually went back to restart Attack on Titan. It kind of went left for me when they went to the other people. I lost track, so I had to go back to the beginning, get my nostalgia, and just really track where the story went with all these unknowns. So I got confused. Like, who the hell? I don't want to know about them.
Watching it as it came out. Watching it as it came out was a little confusing because there'd be these long gaps in between, and so going back and being able to just watch it all the way through, it's like, okay, I can follow this a little bit better now.
Yeah, man, give me Captain Levy on all that guy. Although Aaron, he gets on my nerves a little bit though.
I see that.
Is you guys too? Always screaming, calm down, bro. I don't understand it, but great characters, great, I love when the writing is solid. I mean, anime, the writing and the creativity of that as a producer, I also look at that too. I'm thinking, wow, we think we're writing in the West, but those guys over there write, you know what I mean? And I just really enjoy that form of storytelling.
Those stories are so good, and there's so much that comes out every season. It's hard to keep up with, honestly.
Yeah, the only live action remake of an anime I liked was that One Piece. That was alright.
Yes.
Yeah, that was alright. But when I started it, I was a little bit like, you're gonna get it wrong. But
did you watch the anime and then watch the live action?
Let me be real with you.
This is why I asked, because
guys, we're family here. Just help me with my issues. One Piece is long.
That's a 4,000 episode.
No one says, and then sometimes people say, no, you just don't have the right attention span. Nah, bro. By the time you're done with One Piece, you got a wife, kids, grandkids. Now, I think it's long for people who didn't stick to it. Like Naruto, I stuck to it. Yes. I know Naruto when he was by the swings getting bullied. That's where I knew him, you know what I mean? And I was like, 14, 15? You know what I mean? I knew him when he was, I'm gonna be the first Hokage. I knew him from those days. But that boy Luffy, he don't grow. Like, it's just the same guy for years, even though the storytelling's brilliant. But it was nice for them to bring that to live action so that fans like me could really just be like, okay, give me a structure where I can follow the characters through the entire arc. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I agree. It's definitely a good gateway into watching it for those who, like us, I'll say, like us up here, who is like, it's hard to get into over 1,000 episode anime.
There's always the Netflix show.
Huh?
There's the Netflix show.
Yeah. That's our replacement. That's our replacement.
Aside from the Star Wars video games, are there any other video games or even maybe like board games or TTRPGs that you're interested in or have played?
I like playing Age of the Empires. This is just a PC strategy game. I like playing Call of Duty. I'll whoop your ass on Fortnite. Yeah, I like playing that. This season's good, isn't it, on Fortnite? Yes. That Star Wars season was real good. I played with my own skin and gave myself a saber. And from time to time, I will put my remote controller on and just start speaking as Finn on the video game. And no one ever responds. They're like, yeah, right, dude. No, it's me, bro. It's like, for real.
It's like, this sounds like John Boyega, but no way.
No way it is. Call of Duty. Of course, I just ran into Kratos backstage. I seen him. I said, "Boy." So God of War. I've been playing that since the beginning. So there's a good few games I like outside of the Star Wars, but Battlefront is my day to day. It's my day to day. Bosk is my most powerful character. I whoop you.
Give us Battlefront 3!
Oh, yes. But maybe they should take their time. Maybe they should have a Jedi Finn in there. Maybe I think it's Yes!
Option. Is that the one that you would say you've put in the most hours for?
No, I'm gonna go down to Lucasfilm myself. I'm gonna text Kathy and say, hey, just give me the copy. Give me the USB.
I'll do all that.
I'll do, yeah. I can't wait for that. I'm looking forward to it.
What about trading cards?
I'm only really into the Pokemon cards, to be honest with you. But it's not, sorry guys, it's not a legitimate reason. I used to sell them in high school. I used to like sell shinies and stuff. I'm like one of the first guys to have the Mewtwo's, Mew cards, overpowered, just a whole bunch of a collection. I was like that dude in Coming to America who had all these stuff. It's like, check it out. That's what I was doing. I used to sell them and trade by default. So I'm kind of scorned because every time I see one, even till today, I'm like, how much I can flip that for, bro? I can flip it. So I like the collecting of it, though.
To go back to your projects, if there were any two of your characters, if any two of your characters were to meet in real life, who do you think would have the most interesting encounter?
Oh my Lord. I say Moses and Fontaine would do. Moses and Fontaine, because I feel personally that Fontaine is a clone of Moses in a weird way. When you watch They Clone Tyrone, he just gives me Moses vibes. So I'd be interested to know how they would interact. That'd be cool.
it doesn't necessarily need to be Star Wars, but is there any particular project that you can recall where you learned something, maybe it was a particular skill for training, or maybe it was just really good advice, that you still apply to future projects that you found very helpful and it followed you to other projects?
I would say the stunt life of Star Wars prepares you for every single type of movie. Nothing scares you after Star Wars. I mean, you are gonna get, like, it's all fun being cast in Star Wars until like they give you a heights test and they take you further and further up into the sky to know how comfortable you are with heights. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, you have to go horse riding training. I'm there like, oh, it's really Star Wars. It's like a dangerous job. Like, you know, Harrison got injured on our set. We had a whole bunch of injuries. You know, Mark Hamill was always getting his hand clogged up in the saber and stuff like that. It was like real skill, which I really respected. And I think that prepared me for kind of like a lot of the stunts I did in Pacific Rim and They Clone Tyrone, and you know, there was a whole bunch of stuff I had to do that came easy to me, because now it's just like, on Star Wars it's different. They just bring out a muscular 8'5" horse and go, you gotta ride it. And because you want to make it look cool and you don't want to look like the silly guy through that, you're like, you know what, let me open myself up to the training, and you actually end up having a new skill. So ain't no one can touch me on a horse. I look like Django. You know how Jamie was doing the step at the end? I do that as well still.
Were you afraid of heights before that test? Or like, how far were you able to get before it was like, okay, maybe not?
It's more nuanced than that. I'm afraid of naked heights. This is what I mean by that. On a roller coaster, the handles and shit, cool. But just on that wire, by myself, all vulnerable, it's air, I ain't Superman, I'm not used to this. Yeah, so for me, when it's just like the wire works, because in filming, it's like usually a wire, like maybe a three peg harness, and it just feels too vulnerable. It's like, it's just me. And if this fails, it's John Boyega's brains splattered all over concrete.
We don't want that.
And we don't want that, I don't want that. So it's heights in that regard. And so like, I can go up in the Eiffel Tower, I can go and I won't be affected, but that wire work, especially when the slack, you almost don't feel the string until you make that jump. And that to me is just strange, because it feels like continuous failed suicide. Like, wow, we're doing it again?
I don't know why in my head I'm picturing like the thinnest string, like you're not even being, like you can't even tell you're being lifted by something.
And the stunts people will go, no, this is the thickest string they have. Like, bro, I can't even see it. So I still end up doing it, so why am I complaining then? Yeah, I still end up doing it.
And you jump at the opportunity anytime.
Yeah, and it looks good when you go to the monitor and they show you the stuff. You're like, yeah, nah, that shit hard. Nah, I want to do it. I want to do it again.
So I am going to open it up to fan questions in just a moment. I have one more question for you, John. So if you would like to start lining up at either of
I would love to hear from you. Please do not be shy.
And so for my final question is, we've talked a lot about your previous work and also just like your interests. Are there any projects, personal ones or professional ones, that you can talk about that you are working on and would just like to share a little bit more about?
No. I can tease some stuff. I had a very interesting script last week, and everyone was just like, well, who would you cast in another role? I was just like, Oscar Isaac again. I just want people to see us in a completely different light, because Oscar has the skills for that. So fingers crossed, Oscar accepts $3 million.
Now I just feel like we need a comedy with you and Isaac.
Oh, it gives all of that, plus the drama, that brotherhood, that showmanship too. So hopefully, fingers crossed, something goes with that, and Oscar accepts the check.
Come on, Oscar. Hello, we'll start over here. What is your name and what is your question?
Hi, I'm Jessica. I was wondering, what was the experience like recording for the Rise of the Resistance attraction at Disney World in Disneyland?
Oh yeah.
Standing in line for 3 hours.
It's all worth it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. you age in that line too.
It's a good ride.
And you get their grades and stuff. Oh shit. But yeah, it was a bit awkward actually. It's quite awkward doing the theme park stuff. It's different. It's like not involved in a scene, and you're speaking to like kids. So you're like the character saying, "Whoa, whoa, keep your hands and feet with you at all times." Hey, I'm Finn, and you are. It's just like okay. Yeah, I'm a bit G'd up, so when I do stuff like that, I be cringing a little bit. But it's part of it. I know as a kid, they see it and they go crazy. I took my nephews and they go crazy for it. So you have to lean into the nostalgia of it. And I say that though, but when I go to Universal and I ride that Harry Potter ride, I come off as if I was playing Quidditch. You know, they give you the well done guys at the end, I'll be waving back like. So, it's fun, but like when you go to experience it with the ride, but filming it can be strange and awkward, but it's worth it, it's worth it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will go over here.
Hi, my name is Craig. I have two questions, hopefully they're quick. My first one, as an anime fan and an actor, I was wondering if there's a particular character that you've ever thought, you know, I would love to embody this this character on screen.
An anime character?
Yes. In an adaptation. No, okay.
Well, obviously One Piece gave us a bit of hope, but live action, like I heard a rumor that there's a studio out there that does have the rights to Naruto. They do, they have it already. And I'm there like how do you even run like those guys? Like, how do you make that make?
You just put your arms back.
I don't know, you know, I don't know if they can do all of that. How do you replicate the Madara fight when he's taking out everybody? How do you know? I just don't know. I'm gonna stay away from it until maybe someone else does it, and then I'm gonna jump on the wave after that.
And my second and final question was, so I remember there was some particularly negative backlash when the Force Awakens came out. A lot of things had changed and people weren't necessarily receptive to that new change. So I just wanted you to give us a little bit of what that taught you about like resilience and what that taught you about like solidarity with your fellow castmates.
I mean, it just reiterated what we were hearing coming up as actors and going into the mainstream. That, you know, there are a pocket of people that fixate on the wrong things. But where I wanted to grow a little bit and make more changes, I thought I fixated on them a bit too much. And sometimes when you fixate on those kind of people, you give them a louder voice, and then you ignore all the people who are just like there supporting you. It's a really strange thing, but we're all vulnerable to it as human beings. Like, you can see but various feedback of like 500 people saying that you were great, and then you see that one and you're like, why didn't you think that? You know what I mean? And it causes quite an unhealthy fixation. And for longevity and resilience for the long term, you know, you got to fixate and invest into where you are loved and invest into where you are supported. So for a while, I felt like I was ignoring the fans who, regardless of anything, were kind of like, dude, like, I didn't like the movie, but you cool. You know, they had a balance. And also differentiating fans. There's like really blatant racist fans, and there's some fans that just didn't like the creative. That, you know, that doesn't make them, you know, bad or anything. And I think maneuvering that long-term wise, you gotta know how to identify those things so you can grow a big spine and just handle it. Yeah, but it's been good so far. There's been a lot of changes, and I don't know. The negative ones are losers. I said it like that on purpose, losers, you know what I mean? We move.
Thank you very much.
Look.
What's going on, John?
What's going on? Hey, Anakin with the braids is kind of, hey,
You know, you gotta be fresh.
that's hitting right there.
I try, you know, gotta show out. It's Sunday. We know what we're doing.
I know.
But big fan, bro.
Thank you, bro.
You've done kaijus, you've battled Sith, you battled the secret society, you're cloning people. What we doing next, man?
Ooh, there's a whole bunch of ish. I mean, obviously we're going back to London, we're gonna battle aliens again. But on top of that, there's always a variety that I'm looking for when I choose my projects. And I think you guys will like the next few announcements that are gonna come out in the next few months. You will like them. I can't say anything though, because I'm known to be snitching. You guys heard about the time I lost my Star Wars script and it ended up on eBay?
Yeah.
You didn't hear about that?
Story time.
You guys' algorithm is off. I like that. I like you though. That means you have real lives and stuff. But that happened to me. I lost the Star Wars, I think it was 9 script. I was packing to move from one accommodation to the other because I spontaneously got a mouse in my house and I said, it's yours now, it's your house now. So I was moving to another apartment. And you know when you're moving and I'm damn near in my 20s and I'm really in my 20s, meaning I'm not that well at organization in terms of moving specifically. So you ain't gonna have me noting boxes and stuff like that. I'm just throwing everything in. And for some reason that glorious script just ended up sliding underneath the bed. I move out of the apartment. Nothing happens until I get a phone call from Mr. J.J. Abrams, who's at Disneyland with, was it George Lucas, Steven Spielberg? He said, John, you lost the script, and Disney are sending like agents to kick down doors because they saw the script on eBay. I said, we'll be in touch. So scared, I was like, oh man. Well, you couldn't fire me because it was like, okay, Rise of Skywalker was already, but it was really, really risky. But then I heard Tom Holland done something similar, so I said, oh, okay.
Because your name is on it, I'm guessing.
And in London, Tom is my neighbor in London. Like we live close to each other, so I'm like, hey, bro, you go ahead.
You guys got together to figure it out.
Bro, it's a different ball game. You should have done that. But for me, my heart dropped to my stomach. And then for them to find out while they're doing the Age of Resistance tour with George Lucas and Spielberg, I'm like, not only did I lose the script, I can't even get cast in any other franchise out here. But thank the Lord, they got it back. They got it back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, bro.
Hi.
You are so cute. Sorry. You good? Can she take it off? Yeah, you can take it off. Yeah. How you doing?
Good. My name is Layla, and I have 2 questions. The first one is, if there's another Star Wars movie, would you want to come back and train as a Jedi? And what would your lightsaber be? Color.
Yeah, it depends on the story. I would love to come back to Star Wars, but it just depends on the story. It really rubbed me the wrong way, the way Finn went. It felt as if there was... I think years ago it was a taboo to say that because it almost felt like I was coming across like an asshole, like I didn't care about the other co-stars, but nah, let me get mine, let me get my shit off. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I had to be honest about it, that saying I wish Finn had more, I wish they explored more with his character. I'll never forget the way the audience actually rallied behind the idea of Finn from stormtrooper to Jedi. That's crazy though, no? That's kind of mad. So to almost ignore that, I was like, you either don't know nothing about Star Wars, or it's just a creative direction that just didn't really, quite match to what was expected. And then I was, I'd see myself in the posters with the lightsabers everywhere, and I'd be like, gonna be a Jedi. And I wasn't a Jedi, you know what I mean? But it's not about that, it's just about the story. If the story is good, he doesn't have to be a Jedi, but if the story is good, there's an arc. I bring my boy Jana, bring Jana in, bring, Lando Calrissian would be cool. Mace Windu. That boy's still alive, I don't care. Anakin and Obi were jumping out of windows, cash. So, you know what I mean? So, but yes, it just depends on the creative.
And then my second question is, since you were talking about the Harry Potter rides at Universal, what's your Hogwarts house?
Wait, what?
What's your Hogwarts house?
Oh, yes, I have done my Hogwarts test, and I am Slytherin. Yes, we want power, and it's okay. And guess what? Gryffindor's in here. I heard you guys shake, you Gryffindors. I love the Gryffindors too, but Harry wouldn't have made it without a Slytherin, without a Snape. You know what I mean? So, I'm a Slytherin with a heart. You know what I mean? Yeah. Any Hufflepuffs in here? No, y'all sweet, y'all brave too, y'all brave too. Yeah, my bad, but I just want to do that. My bad, don't beat me up, Papa Pops. We need about 16 of you. They're so sweet, I love them.
Party hard!
Okay. Touche.
Did you play Hogwarts Legacy?
I did. But I got bored a little bit. Think you guys got bored too, huh? Yeah, just a little bit. I don't know. It just doesn't have the. Yeah, it just felt there was something off about it, and then the animated scenes. It just all feels like they're on the same kind of like Fortnite algorithm thing, where they just kind of like, you get the skins, but they all move the same. So it felt like they just, after a while, it lost that unique thing to it. But the idea of it being in Hogwarts, first of all, I wasn't early to any of them classes, but I wanted to go straight to the fight. Like, where's the power? But I really, really enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy, for sure. Good game.
Hello.
Well, I have the Gryffindor book set, and I'm a Gryffindor.
Oh.
And my question is,
who's the one with the leaf on his body? Bulbasaur. Yeah, but level 1 Bulbasaur, not the other thing he becomes. Yeah. I don't like Raichu either. Like, what is that? But I do like Bulbasaur, because remember when he showed up, he came across like he was on Mewtwo levels. Like, Ash was like, he's so strong.
I have one more question.
Yeah. No, it was a good time. Bulbasaur, that would be it.
And do you have any Lucario cards?
Do I have any what?
Like Lucario. It's like the blue fox.
Oh, no, I wasn't really into it. As I said before, I was selling them to people like you.
I was just curious.
Yeah. I saw more financial opportunities with Pokemon cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
No, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, side hustle. Hey, if you need it, let me know, guys. Get your shinies.
Over here.
Hey, John, my name is Robert.
That's me, bro.
Nice. And I wanted to ask you, if you could, knowing what you know and how everything went with Star Wars and with Finn, if you were to, let's say, remake the movies and be able to put what you wanted in Finn, backstory, everything, how would you make them?
It would be mad. First of all, we're not getting rid of Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and all these things. The first thing we're going to do is fulfill their story and fulfill their legacy. We're going to make a good moment of handing on the baton. Our new characters will not be OP'd in these movies. They won't just grab stuff and know what to do. No. You got to struggle like every other character in this franchise. I look to the Old Republic too. I look to the Old Republic stories and see how we can add the continuation of that. I would definitely, want to see a Force Unleashed, story in there. There'll be so many. There'll be so many things I would do, and the creative. I would try to expand the Star Wars universe as much as possible, but while respecting the lore.
Yeah.
And if we are going to expand the lore, we have to do it within, within the respective boundaries that are set out for us. But I don't know, Luke Skywalker won't be like disappearing on a rock and that. No. Hell no. Standing there and he's like a projector. Boy. I would want to give those characters way more.
And then with Finn, I know that I guess his projection will end up as a Jedi or with Force abilities or something. With his backstory,
or maybe not a Jedi. Maybe I want to see a Jedi stormtrooper things. Like maybe I want to launch now a new category of Jedi that are more stormtrooper armored. Like maybe. Finn goes all around the galaxy freeing the rest of the stormtroopers that are still under the Empire and still think the First Order are still up. And maybe it's that. And then he's really there. Samuel Jackson, come on. Something like that would be cool.
And like as far as his lineage, would you think that he would be related to anybody from the original cast, or or is he just like a
probably not related. Because I also don't want it to feel like the new characters have to be related to the old for us to,
Okay.
What's your name? Skywalker? Nah, man.
Yeah.
Chill. Like, you was cool by yourself. Like, he was all right. So I would want to make the same love you have for Han, you have for Luke. It wasn't because of who they were connected to. And I think I would want to try to put work into establishing these individual characters to be loving enough for you guys love them by themselves without the connection. And I think that would be important for the longevity of a franchise,
Well, thank you.
I mean, but who am I? Thank you, sir.
Hello, my name is Jordan, and my question is, someone stole my question from earlier. So, my question is there any anime storyline that, like, you carry with yourself that you, like, learned a lesson from?
Any what storyline?
Anime storyline.
Oh, any anime storyline. Naruto was my guy. I felt like I grew up in a certain environment where there was an expectation, much like the Hidden Leaf Village, there was the expectation of him. I felt like, human beings are so kind of cocky. Like, they truly sometimes believe they know your future based on who you are today. So I related with Naruto the most because he was isolated for his dream. It wasn't really cool, where I was from, to just say that you wanted to be an actor, because people looked at that as a very unrealistic dream, a very unrealistic job. And to see Naruto have that unrealistic dream of becoming Hokage, but yet by society you're seen as the rascal, the slow one, the one that no one would expect for any greatness to come of you. I love when people have to face their own cynicism, because they have to finally be like, oh yeah, we're all humans beings here, and we all have the opportunity to change and work for our dreams. So I would say Naruto would be that. That's the one. That's the one for me. Thank you.
Hello.
What's up?
I have to say, I was hoping to see you at Star Wars Celebration 2017, 19, 2022.
I remember you. You told me this yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I believe the other thing I told you is that I like The Last Jedi.
Yeah. we did have that conversation. But that's what I love. And we're still cool after that, right?
But of course.
Yeah.
So here's my question. We all know now that The Rise of Skywalker actually wasn't supposed to be that, since we saw Colin Trevorrow's script, where we saw Finn was going to lead a stormtrooper rebellion with Rey in a Tusken suit. That's something else. So when did you find out about that script's existence, and what's your thoughts on it?
I met up with Colin. I met up with Colin for like a pre-meeting when he was hired, and he pitched it to me. He really believed coming in that, Finn needs some justice, and ignoring the Stormtroopers of Jedi kind of path is not really worth it. And I think we could amp up the franchise if we start getting into this Stormtrooper stuff. So to see that arc early on, with plans of a Stormtrooper rebellion, and to see Finn and Poe go on that kind of journey with it, I was really excited. But I also understood what happened with how it had to change, because also I'm sure Lucasfilm know this now, that next time they're probably going to want to plan. You got Kevin Feige that shit, you got James Gunn that. You know what I mean? You got to plan the whole entire thing for a good couple of years. You got to know where the story is going. You don't want to wing it at all. So I know that this will be the case with moving forward and stuff. But Colin's version was dope, and it would have been great to see Colin direct something. So hopefully in the future he gets to show his Star Wars nerd on something.
Did you ever see that video where someone made an animated version of it?
Damn, you don't want to talk to me no more after that. He said, yeah, okay, bye. I didn't see it, but I've seen various anime versions of the Star Wars stuff. It's cool and all. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Isaac. I wanted to ask you if you could tell us about any funny backstage stories or any bloopers.
Any bloopers? Oh, you remember that lightsaber fight at the end of Force Awakens? With Kylo Ren? I disarmed that, brother. Disney just released one of the tapes. The guy is like 6 foot something, but that didn't matter. You know what I mean? I was like a little bulldog next to that tall man. And his saber flew into the snow, and the whole crew just froze. I looked at Adam, everyone looked at me, and I was just there like, Yeah, boy, I'll whip your ass, boy. Yeah, you know what I mean? It felt good. And it happened like a few times. I was like, hey, your Sith levels is watery, my guy. Looking a little watery. And that would obviously make Adam go hard at me again, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was a cool blue part that I enjoyed, that, you know, in some version of this, Kylo never got to Rey. He never got to Rey.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hi, John. My name is Joel.
How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Glad to have you here. Appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, hey, Miami's cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I went out last night. You lot are crazy. I love it. Yeah, I like Miami.
No, glad you had a good time for sure.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, I know you're at Supercon right now, a lot of fandoms. You mentioned yourself that you're a big fan of a lot of stuff that we all share as nerds all around, which is great. I know you've talked a little bit already about anime, but just in general, like from like even just existing live action intellectual properties, you talked a little bit like Feige, Gunn, DC, Marvel, some of these bigger properties that are already out right now. Is there any interest, hesitancies, or something that you've looked at and said, I kind of want to be a part of that particular, that's maybe like Marvel, DC, anything like that?
No, not at the moment, no. It looks real crowded over there. They got Superman flying around, they got Mr. Terrific, and then we go to Marvel, and then they've got Robert Downey Jr., everybody coming back. So I'm like, I just want to watch these things. Before, it was easier to see where you would fit into the Marvel universe because they hadn't had these castings of all these kind of future roles. But to see like the big casting announcement with Robert coming back as Doom, that's my guy, Robert. What are you saying, bro? But him coming back as Doom, I'm like, yeah, I want to wait to see how that goes. Because I don't know how they're gonna do it. I've heard several different theories. I watch some YouTube videos and they break it down sometimes, but I don't know what path they're gonna go on. And I think that maybe after that I'll be more enthusiastic. But for now, like, put me like a John Wick or something. Let me, Keanu Reeves, I'll be the young one or something. Something like that would be cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Patty. I had a more Miami-related question. Have you ever tried any Latino food?
Churrasco.
Yeah, I have. I'm with it. I've been coming to Miami for a minute, for a good few years. I just hadn't been outside in Miami in a long time. Yesterday I had a time, guys. I can't lie to you. Miami, yeah, it was hot. Miami different. But yeah, I've tried several different food. I've been over to Cuba, several different spots. There's been a few foods I tried. You lot are good. I'm Nigerian, so yeah, I'll have your rice. We have, it's we're the opposites. We cool.
What's your favorite Latino food?
I don't know. Whatever that y'all put in that bready thing.
Pastelito?
No, wait, what's that?
Pastelito?
Empanadas, but not as much cheese in it. With the yes, the keto. Who said the keto? Yes. And I tasted that because my girlfriend at the time's friend was Latina, and then she said, "Come over to the house, papi." And I said, and I've tasted some food, but great food, great culture. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Patrick. You talked about preparing for stunts for Star Wars. What's it like preparing for the fight choreography since you have two big fights in Force Awakens?
Oh yeah, it's fun. The first lesson, they just bring you in and you just kind of like take it slow. It's like ballet. They put the stick in your hand and you just go through like the 7 or 8 major kind of like main moves you're gonna do with a lightsaber, and then they build it up gradually at speed. And then when you're ready, you face off the other actor. You see, that's another thing that scared me about Adam Driver, man. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
When he came in for the first rehearsal, that boy was, when he bangs his, he was doing that Matthew McConaughey shit, like just on his side. Because that's where he gets shot, and when he's fighting Rey and stuff. So he wanted to add that intensity. I was like, hey, calm down, bro. Hey, have some fun, bro. It's okay. So it gets intense, like in rehearsals, but when you're ready, you'll go with your cast members and you'll continue to like, you know, just do it until the day of filming. But it's really fun, great for the brain, great for the mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Johnny. How you doing, John?
I'm good.
I wanted to ask you, how was it filming Imperial Dreams?
Imperial Dreams?
Yeah.
Raw. It was fun. It was an indie, it was guerrilla type of shooting. It was in Imperial Courts in LA. So it was cool to like mesh with the local community and stuff. I liked being in that area. I felt like, you know, to see the jungles and to know that Training Day was shot there and it was all these kind of like iconic films and moments have been filmed in that environment. You know, it just felt great. And then to handle a story about young black fathers and the suffering of young black fathers, which was, I feel at the time, a narrative that hadn't been explored in that kind of like cinematic way. And I made some, you know, cool friends on it too, kind of like the start of my career, coming into the States and being like, bloody hell, this country's big as hell, man. And what's all the point of all the different states when they're not really even united like that? I was at that level of asking the questions. America's a whole different world. So I feel like Imperial Dreams and projects like that got me into the people and meeting people and getting put on game and knowledge.
Okay, and one more question. How was it working with Jamie Foxx on?
Oh, that's my guy right there, man. Jamie Foxx is my guy right there. Yeah. And Jamie is a big advocate of mine and has, alongside with Atari Turner, you know, Jamie reach out and be like, yo, I want to do this film with you, and that's how we got Tyrone. But working with Jamie is just like, I grew up watching this dude, so to be on set, sometimes I lose it and don't answer the line back to him. I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I can't believe I'm actually in the scene with Jamie Foxx. And he's so talented, charming on set, great attitude and great personality. I'm like, real blessed to know dude. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Hi, I know Jamie Foxx.
Hi, my name is Crystal.
Hey, wait, Crystal, okay.
I'm right here.
Okay, good.
I'm just in a wheelchair, that's why.
No problem. I can see, I got you now.
As a aspiring showrunner, director, and future voice actress, do you have any advice for someone like me that's gonna go into this kind of business?
Yeah, definitely. Someone yesterday asked me about advice as an actor, and I think before you get into your attempt of making your entrance into the industry, just make sure you know everything you're supposed to know. Make sure you're as passionate as you think you are. Make sure if I were to ask you 5-6 questions about the industry, where it's at and what's happening, that you're up to date and meticulously just a big fan of what you do. And usually if you have that organic love for it, that would come naturally, you know. But just do your research, make sure you know the business. It's not just about the art. Showrunner too, yo, they're gonna look at you if the money goes a bit weird, you know? So it's a big responsibility. So you would have to identify that and get your skill set up so you can be ready for the opportunity when it comes.
Also, I know you're a big Pokemon fan. I know you're a big fan of Bulbasaur. My favorite is Charizard.
Oh yeah, I like him too.
That's my ultimate favorite.
I like him too. Warm guy.
Hey,
how you doing, G?
Sean from West Palm. My question is for you. Rise of Skywalker left off Finn with being Force sensitive. So the only natural progression is that he's going to become a Jedi at some point, maybe. But I know he's dead, but if somehow, some way, Kylo Ren did come back and the two faced off, who you think is walking away? Who you think is taking the L?
He gonna take that L, bro. Cause he about to get jumped this time. We ain't doing that Disney one-on-one stuff, nah. It's gonna be a straight scrap. You know what I mean? It's gonna be me with the blaster lightsaber Ezra combination. It's gonna be Poe pummeling down from the air and Rey just drop kicking him. Actually, she loves that man. Oh shit, bro. Oh nah, it might be peak, man. It might not work out. I don't know. Damn, I think Finn might not make it out of that one if Rey is like, that's my man. If she's like that, then we probably lose. That's two very strong Jedis, I can't lie.
My second question is, Jedi usually have some Force ghosts appear to them before like a big battle. So what Force ghosts do you think would appear to Finn in his moment of need? It doesn't have to be anybody that actually knows how to be a Force ghost. It could be like Quentin.
What? How would Finn express his Force abilities? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like if he was supposed to be in a moment where he needs some guidance, who do you think would appear to him? Or who would you choose to appear to him as a Force ghost?
In a Force movie?
Yeah.
A bit weird. I want to know about like the characters that people like ignored, like Kit Fisto. Like, I want to know, like, who is that? Little alien tentacle man that is a Jedi as well.
Yeah.
I would want to know the origin of characters that we don't necessarily think that the story would fixate on, and then see how it goes from there. I mean, Star Wars, you've got so much options.
You think Mace Windu will appear there?
Man, they should definitely bring the Mace Windu. Mace Windu ain't dead. There ain't no way. I don't think he is. I told you, Anakin and Obi-Wan was jumping out the window the whole entire time. They just had different contracts, that's all. Gotta make the contract right, so Samuel could be like, I'm doing this movie, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah, so maybe.
Next.
Hi, my name is Ron. I'm from Miami.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I think you're a terrific actor, and I have two questions for you. You did Attack the Block before, right? Would you do any more urban sci-fi movies like that?
Yeah, that's why we're doing a sequel.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, absolutely. I love it when aliens come to the hood. Have you not noticed I like that? I like it when like sci-fi big kind of like franchise concepts that for some reason go, like these aliens come to the planet and for some reason they want to go to like the tourist spots. It's like, that's not where we keep our oil, dummy. Like, are you pulling up at Times Square going, you know, so I love it when aliens and these bigger concept movies go into inner cities where characters like us are just there like, oh shit. Rather than it being like, we're well prepared for this. This has been happening for 25 years. I'm like, I'm done with that. I want to see the characters that are just like, yeah, nah, bitch, I ain't doing it. I want to see stuff like that.
And my second question is that you said you were wanting to do historical dramas?
Yes.
If there was one historical figure you would do a biopic about, who would it be?
I think Yasuke would be. Yasuke,
yes.
That would be interesting. I think Saint Maurice, who was a black Roman military leader that defied the Roman emperor at that time. I think characters that people really just don't know about because, I don't know, sometimes they'd be thinking black people just spawned in 2002 or something.
We had Wesley Snipes in Blade.
And
Boy, y'all always go to Wesley Snipes and Blade. No, we want to see the historical, like much what the Woman King did with Viola Davis and going into. I would love to see more, but also see narratives in which we did interact back then. There was, you know, we see that in Sinners. It's explored in Sinners, where we did interact. There was a much, you know, Thebes was, you know, had a great port and was a place where a lot of people from different backgrounds came to. So I'd want to explore those kind of worlds in terms of a historical drama. That would be cool.
And one more question as an extra.
Damn.
Sorry, my guy.
I was gonna say, if it's okay, we have maybe about time for one more fan question.
But I love, bro. Appreciate you. You ambitious. I like you, though, bro. He said one more.
Unfortunately, we have time for just about one more fan question.
Okay.
So if you weren't able to ask a question, John, you are signing for a little bit downstairs, right?
Yes.
So please come say hi, and then you can ask your question.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, what's up, John? My name is Jose.
What's up, bro?
Mine's gonna be quick. I know you're busy. If you had to pick one line from any movie that's your favorite line, if it got you in trouble at home, any line that you love, you kept repeating, what would it be?
Ray.
I'll be in the bank, coming out of Chase. Ray! Damn, why was that the line that stuck? It would most definitely not be that line because why was old boy screaming throughout the whole thing for this? Bro, you either gonna go to her or you're not. So I want more nuance, but I would want from Attack the Block, get that snitch, get the strap, don't give a fuck. Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Thank you, John.
John, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us
I appreciate
today.
the conversation.
And thank you all for